you're going to listen to me. You're going to listen to every word I have to say, you son of a... So it's a bit late for me to be making a recording, especially driving, but that's just the way it goes. Okay, so, I was asked to do this particular podcast, and I'm okay with it. It's probably going to step on a little bit of toes, but, here we go. I made a post a while back about listening to the media and making it your absolute sole belief on particular subjects. Why is it that we use these times that we need certain information from certain sources to gather a certain belief system that we will defend to our deaths about with people we have no idea who they are? I have spent half of my life noticing the absolute deception for so many years on what people want to make you believe. And it happens to be the media. It happens to be just these so-called journalists and people that write articles, and for whatever reason, it gets this emotional uprising within us to gather a certain opinion that we will defend to our death. How did this ever happen? How did this ever become a default to finding out what the truth is? This is not the truth just because somebody writes it. I don't know. I'm one of those very deep people. I don't sit there and get this surface information that is basically available on every channel on television. I haven't paid for television in over 10 years now. And there's a particular reason why. I don't like that stuff going into my head. And not only that, I've found absolute truth in seeking it out for myself, let alone somebody just spouting off, this is what the deal is. It's not true. But what happens is you digest it, or you try to digest it, and you find yourself floundering all around because all of a sudden somebody makes a really good point to you, and you just go, no, I'm going to ignore that because this is what I know to be the truth because I read it. I read it or I heard it because these people, for some odd reason, have my best interest at mind. That is so not true. You don't even know this person. Think about how long it actually takes you to trust a single person, to trust what they say. It takes a very long time. Scripture talks about seeking out the wise things of life and live it this way. Why? Because your life produces good things. Now, when it comes to solidifying something within yourself that this is my belief system, this is what I believe, you can't just hear someone or have someone write an article and it become your way of life. The fact of the matter is that if you end up doing that, your foundation is so shaky it's not even funny. It wasn't you. You did no effort, no work whatsoever into it, and then all of a sudden you're ready to riot or ready to scream it from the hilltops that this is the truth. Not the case. You'll flounder around and look like a complete fool because it's not embedded and it's not built upon solid ground. You didn't do it yourself, so therefore you can't call it a belief. You just call it, I heard this. And that's as maximum power that it can ever have. So what do you do with this? This is all over the place now because it's globally. Not just within the United States, but it is global. We rely on the media to tell us something that is the truth about what is going on. Whew. And the biggest part is this. You're going to have to reference Pastor Chris Dorman on these particular scriptures just because, well, I'm driving and I just rant and that's what I do. But please seek his advice when it comes to speaking on things that you don't know about. Is it wise? Is it wise to open your mouth before you know? No. The Bible talks about being quiet, listening, taking it in, weighing it with what you know to be true. Now, if anyone is interested whatsoever in the actual truth of whatever it may be, the economy, the moral stance of the entire world or within your own country, if you want to know the level of how things are supposed to be and where you gather your belief system, it has to be weighed. It has to be weighed with what you know to be true. If you don't know what is to be true, you have to seek it. And you can't just spout off, well, this is something that I feel. No, you cannot go off of feelings. Now, there is a little bit of an argument when it comes to discernment. When you actually know the truth. That's the difference. If you know the truth, discernment can come much easier. Otherwise, you're just relying on your emotional state off of something that you saw or heard someone say emotionally. It's very, very important to make sure that you don't signal to other people that they are incorrect and they are wrong when you yourself have done zero effort into finding out what is the truth. You absolutely cannot rely on the media. If you know any bit of truth whatsoever, you will know that just taking someone's advice off of an article or off of the whatever segment of news that you have heard, you can't do that. It is unhealthy for you and it is unhealthy for everyone else. And the last point I want to make. Dismissing people that have already earned the right within your life to be friends and to love, to easily dismiss them because of something you read or heard is not only shallow, it's downright evil and wrong. You have people in your life that may disagree with you upon certain subjects. Isn't that okay? Isn't it good to have balance within your life? Isn't it good to have someone that works off of their heart and someone that works off of the black and white and somehow come to some medium because you love each other and you want things to work out. You want to understand the truth. You don't possess it. The combination of the people that love you make that completion. And that's how it works. When you reach the end of your life, all of the old people, what is it that they've learned? I didn't love enough. I gave my opinion. I worked too hard. I did all these different things. I didn't come to the completion that life has to do with relationships. That's where the strength is. The balance of each other. You don't have the answers. Collectively, you can come up with the answer. It's the great old concept of Socratic discussion, to come to the conclusion of what is true and what is right and what we should do. That is all I have to say for right now.